Sleep, sleep, easy. Rest, rest, in peace. We'll still sing of thee. So sleep, sleep. Easy. Run, run freely. Fields of deep green, dance with bare feet. Run, run freely. You will live on in heart and soul.
Good evening, Beyond the Call of Duty friends and family, and good evening to our Beyond the Call of Duty survivors and members and loved ones. It's another Friday night, January 5th. We're already into 2024. 23 left us pretty fast, and yeah, we're in 24. So another Friday night, 7:09. As normal, we had some difficulties, and we always have something going on. What do you think, Chris?
I think computers are your nemesis.
I think so. Before we get started, I mean, this is an older clip that you sent over, but there's been so many powerful moments, and I love seeing all these survivors that I got beautiful memories, and um, but it always brings back more every time I see the same clip or different clips, and I see these beautiful, beautiful survivors. And we just left this Christmas and Thanksgiving season and New Year's, and powerful, powerful moments where their loved ones are not around, and again,
Right.
our hearts and prayers go out to them. That being said, we had a horrible, horrible week.
Yes, we did.
Absolutely horrible.
Probably one of the worst weeks we've ever had.
I you know I don't know. I go back to holiday times and end of year and these beautiful seasons. Uh, we should be bringing joy, not tears.
One
You
would
know.
think that the spirit would be, uh, to be more tolerant and more accepting and more patient, and it's exactly the opposite. So,
Yeah, yeah. We're starting. I mean, the first week of January, we're starting off with a 7 for 7 is what I'm calling it. First week of January. I mean, we're gonna talk about seven beautiful, beautiful men and women that paid the
mhm.
ultimate sacrifice in the
Yeah.
first week. In the first week of January.
Well, and that's just the tip of the iceberg, because what people should realize is, I keep a pretty abreast of the news, and there's been at least that many police officers shot in the last week.
Yeah,
Not
yeah,
fallen, but
yeah,
shot, responding to alarms or domestic violence, or um,
yeah.
yeah, it's out of control.
Again, our beautiful laws of the land and rules and regulations are being thrown out of the window, and we're just hoping for the best now at this point. Well, let's bring in some of our beautiful members. Uh, Georgia County lost a deputy, and let me pull up this info real quick.
Yeah, they just have not released his photo as of yet. So
Yeah, yeah, you know. This is going to be, they lost Deputy Sheriff Jeremy Malone, Georgia County Sheriff's Office in Mississippi. End of watch was January 4th of 2024. He was shot and killed during a traffic stop on US Highway 98 about 5:15. He was shot as he approached the vehicle. The suspect fled after shooting Deputy Malone and led officers on a pursuit through multiple counties before being shot and killed near Beaumont, Mississippi. Deputy Malone is survived by his wife and 3 daughters. I mean, Chris, we just celebrated Christmas.
yeah, now those 4 people get to grow up without a husband and a father. So
Yeah, yeah. Hearts and prayers are out to them, and let's really, really light a candle and talk about not only this deputy but the department, and let's talk about the loved ones and where they're at now. This beautiful, handsome man is Deputy Sheriff Eric Minix with
no,
Coweta.
wait, this is
Oh,
this should
sorry.
be
This is
Justin.
Justin Smith. I'm sorry, Chris. I'm sorry. I had it out of order.
Here, there you go. There's Minix. My apologies.
Yeah. No, it was mine. I had it out of order. I try and keep the 2 screens going if I can. This is Deputy Sheriff Eric Minix with Coweta County Sheriff's Office again in Georgia. End of watch was Thursday, January 4th, 2024. He died as a result of being struck by a police car while on a high-speed chase in Chambers County, Alabama. On Thursday, January 4th, the pursuit began in Georgia before crossing into Alabama on I-84, where Deputy Minix was struck by a police car from an assisting agency. He was transported to a local agency where he succumbed to his injury. At least 7 law enforcement agencies were assisting in apprehending a subject who was driving a stolen vehicle. The subject was charged as awaiting charges. Sheriff Minix was also a canine officer, previously served with the Tyrone Police Department before joining Coweta County Sheriff's Office. He was survived by his beautiful wife and 3 daughters. Again, definitely tough, and heart goes out to them.
Yeah, I mean, what a tough loss. Again, 3 daughters and a wife, and and
4 days
also,
into January.
and it's a tragedy, and it's a tragedy on many levels because not only did we lose a good officer, but the officer that hit him, I'm sure, is not doing emotionally
No.
and mentally very well either. So
No, absolutely not. You're going to always have that guilt factor going for the rest of your life. So
yeah,
this is Court Officer Robert Silva with St. Clair County 2nd District Court, Michigan. End of watch was Thursday, December 28th. Court Officer Bob Silva was shot and killed while serving an eviction notice in Clay Township. Officers from Clay Township Police Department were dispatched to the address to locate Officer Silva after court staff were unable to reach him for several hours. They located his body on the property, suffering from gunshot wounds. The tenant of the house barricaded himself in the home for a short time before taken into custody. The man was charged with murder. Officer Silva had served with the St. Clair County 72nd District Court for 35 years. Holy smokes! 35 years dedicated service in this position and serving the county, St. Clair County. Wow.
yeah. I've been reading an abnormally large amount of officers shot doing eviction notices, which is odd, but it's happening a lot. So
Yeah. But again, for what reason? I mean,
you figure-
listen, if we're getting evicted, we're getting served. I understand times are tough. I understand. But that does that mean you take someone's life?
I don't have answers. I can tell you people are wound pretty tight for a multitude of reasons, and but you're right. At the end of the day, you gotta think about what you're doing, and
Right? I, I just don't get it, Chris.
yeah. Well, I don't either.
Deputy Sheriff Justin Smith with Stone County Sheriff's Office in Arkansas. End of watch was January 2nd, 2024. Deputy Sheriff Justin Smith was shot and killed while serving a warrant on the 300 block of Sawmill Road in Mountain View, Arkansas. He attempted to arrest the subject for terrorist threats. He was shot. The subject was apprehended after a brief standoff and charged with capital murder. Deputy Smith had served with the Stone County Sheriff's Office for 14 years. Yeah. Here we go again. I mean, it's wow. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
it's very somber. I mean, it's very sobering that we're having to spend the first 10 or 15 minutes of the live talking about so many fallen brothers.
Do you, and again, I had messed with my folder before we got on the live because when we were having the difficulties, do you have Sergeant Philip Dale Nix's photograph?
Maybe I'll let you read the next one and I will see if I can find it.
Yeah, if you can. Sergeant Philip Dale Nix with Greensboro Police Department, North Carolina. End of watch was Saturday, December 30th. He was off duty when he was shot and killed when he attempted to intervene in a crime that he witnessed while at a gas station. One of the subjects involved in the crime shot Sergeant Nix before all subjects fled in a vehicle nearby interstate. Another off-duty officer and an off-duty paramedic who were also at the gas station immediately rendered aid to Sergeant Nix, but he succumbed to his wounds. 3 men were arrested the following day in Winston-Salem. The man who shot Sergeant Nix was charged with first-degree murder, larceny, conspiracy to commit larceny, and 2 subjects were charged with accessory after the fact of first-degree murder and other charges. Sergeant Nix has served with the Greensboro Police Department for 23 years, and he was assigned to the Family Victims Unit. He's survived by his wife, children, and parents. I'm just lost at this point where here's this gentleman, here's this officer, here's this sergeant that absolutely he's in the Family Victims Unit. He's off duty. He sees that he needs to jump in. He's got 23 years under his belt.
Right.
And just like Robert Silver, 35 years under his belt. Wow. So
Yeah, that's that one made national headlines, and I want to apologize for not having that picture readily available. That's on me. For some reason, when I loaded them up, sometimes our platform likes to randomly delete photos, and I usually audit it beforehand, and I didn't. So,
well, our platform is censored, so it's interesting. We just won't talk too much about that either. we might get blocked a little bit further.
yeah, it's
This is Sergeant Mark McEntry with Spalding County Sheriff's Office in Georgia. End of watch was December 29th. I mean, Georgia has just taken a hit this first week. A freaking hit. Sergeant McEntry was shot and killed from ambush while responding to a domestic disturbance call on Vineyard Road. He and another deputy were walking across the home's yard when a male opened fire with a shotgun from an upstairs window. Sergeant McEntry was killed and the other deputy was wounded. Other responding deputies were able to rescue Sergeant McEntry from the front yard. He was transported to the hospital where he was pronounced dead. The man barricaded himself in the home for several hours. He was eventually taken into custody by members of the regional SWAT team And those guys, I've actually met them. They are amazing. The regional SWAT guys. I met a couple of members. The man continued to threaten deputies as he was removed from the scene. And now we go back into the first year of losing so many, first week. But Sergeant McEntry was a U.S. Army veteran and has served with the Spalding County Sheriff's Office for 11 years. So here we go back to not only has he served with served for his country, but he served again for a county and has done due diligence. Wow. This is Officer Tron Lee with Oakland Police Department, California. End of watch was December 29th, 23. Officer Tron Lee was shot and killed while responding to a burglary call at a cannabis store. Of all places, 400 block of Embarcadero at about 4:45 a.m. The store had already been burglarized one time before earlier in the night. As officers arrived at the scene following the second burglary, several suspects fled. Officer Lee and his partner were in plain clothes when they were ambushed by a subject who was concealed nearby. The subject opened fire on the officers before exiting their vehicle. Officer Lee was transported to a local hospital where he succumbed to his wounds several hours later. The suspects fled the scene but taken into custody 4 days later pending charges. Officer Lee had served with the Oakland Police Department for 4 years. He's survived by his wife and mother. I mean, come on, Chris.
7 officers that you talked about, and 6 of them were shot.
But cannabis store, come on. Listen, I understand you need miracle marijuana. I understand. I understand all of this. But if they can, it's a business. If they can't contain their own, why are they now requesting officers to be shot and killed?
Yeah. Well, cannabis, I think in the Western, at least in my experience, on the Western states is a cash business.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that makes it an attractive target. And,
Well, absolutely. Absolutely.
I did want to inject, for those of you out there, want to, a temperature gauge of where we are. There was a video released here yesterday, day before, of a judge in Las Vegas.
Oh my God, I saw that today and yesterday.
So, yeah, she denied probation and was going to sentence the man, and he leaped over her desk and started beating on her. I guess it ruptured her ear, and
She's back. She did come back, and she's got injuries, but but here we go. I mean, we can't even protect a judge,
exactly.
and these beautiful men and women that are wearing a uniform and out there.
Well, I think it really speaks to how law enforcement and our judicial system is viewed by those who don't serve. I think there's been a lot of reasons for that, but the respect and that stuff is out the door, and so now we have officers that get assaulted, and we have officers, nobody complies with them, and now we have people jumping on judges.
Yeah. Well, Friday night, January 5th, it's our 7 o'clock live that we started at 7:10 or whatever. I'm going to ask the good Lord above to humbly bless these men and these men and women, but for this week, these men that paid the ultimate sacrifice. I'm going to ask that the good Lord spread his wings and St. Michael's wings among the family members and the kids. That's where the loss really happens.
Yes, and if there's people out there that are watching this live that know the families, know the officers, I think I saw a couple of comments that said maybe they served with some of these officers or knew them. Don't hesitate to give them our contact information. We have other survivors that would be more than happy
absolutely
to help at least navigate these waters that they're in at first, because I'm sure they're in a state of shock, and it's probably all very surreal to them. They don't know whether to, go to the kitchen, go to the bathroom, go to bed. They don't know where they're, so.
Their clock
Let's make-
stopped, Chris. Their clock stopped.
Yes.
Their clock stopped at the moment the door was knocked on.
Yeah.
And right now, even it can be 2 weeks later, it can be even 3 weeks later. That clock has not moved and is not going to move.
Yeah. Well,
So you are absolutely right though. We've got beautiful survivors that have gone through this. They know it. Reach out to us. Reach out to our info. Reach out to us.
yes.
More importantly, we're going to be visiting these departments.
Right.
And
Right,
and
right.
you know what? We want you to know that your loved one's not going to be forgotten, and we're going to keep their memories going. So
We will say their name and tell their stories, and as best we can, and make sure everybody. And what's nice about going across the country is that people need to remember that it's not just their department that sees them and gets to honor them. It's 200. Well, the last ride was 265 departments, and who knows how many thousands, tens of thousands of people saw these fallen officers and said their names and heard their stories and told stories of their own. So, we would love to cancel the ride because
we have
officers-
love to cancel it completely. Would like to stop it, but we ride to remember them. We ride to love them. We ride to remember the family members. We ride to love the family members. At the end of the day, we're not riding a mile or 2 miles, and we're not forgetting. We're 365 talking. I mean, our memorials you've seen, Chris, and people and everyone's seen that they're still rolling right now, and still talking about everyone, and that's our goal. So.
Yeah,
So, yeah,
25,000 miles in 68 days, 16,
Yeah.
well, it was 70 days when you rolled in back to Spokane. That's a lot, and kudos to you and the team, specifically like you and Allison, and because not only did you are there for every day, every mile, every tier, every story, but you're doing it on a motorcycle, riding in the rain, in the heat.
Loving
So-
it, loving every moment. So.
But it takes a toll. I mean, it takes a toll. It's a lot of sorrow to try to
Yeah,
deal
but-
with.
Yeah, but you know what, Chris? It will take that sorrow. Each family. I mean, their sorrow doesn't stop ever.
All right. Well, they
I mean-
deserve it. I mean, they deserve everything we can give them. So
They're. I mean, I just spent some time with Amy. I got to talk to Eddie and a couple of other survivors, and their clock stopped years ago.
yep.
Emery, where with Emery Lane, we're talking to him, and his was over 20 years ago, and the pain is like it was yesterday. So
Yeah, and
I don't mind that, but I think
Well,
if you don't mind, let's do a quick toast on these beautiful
Absolutely.
7 that we lost this week. For the men and women, but for this week, we lost Justin Smith, Eric Minix, Robert Silver, Philip Delnix, Tan Lee, Mark McEntry, and I don't have a photograph we didn't get one.
oh, you know what? They just put it up. So
Can you put
give
it?
me a minute.
Yeah,
Jeremy Malone.
absolutely. Yeah. If you've got one, let's put one up right now.
Give me just 1 second. Yeah, they just loaded it.
That would be great if we could get it up. And our last officer will be Deputy Sheriff Jeremy Malone with George County Sheriff's Office, Mississippi. And if everyone that's listening, just take a moment this weekend, say all of these names for all of these beautiful men that paid the ultimate sacrifice, that have served their communities, served their cities, served their states, served their counties, and continue, serve their country. So this is beautiful Sheriff Jeremy Malone with Georgia County Sheriff's Office in Mississippi. So love them all, bless them all, and this night we got the watch. We'll keep their memories going, so cheers to them.
Cheers to them.
Wow. We were supposed to have a guest speaker tonight. And I think we'll talk a little bit about them anyway. We started a relationship with Blue Line Bears a number of years ago. That's Blue Line Bears. They're based out of Florida. Megan made the first 5 bears for the Texas 5. And they have a gala every year, Chris, and we've been to a couple of them. Their gala is coming up in February 24th. It's the 4th annual Bears and Badges Gala. It's going to be in West Cape Coral Resort in Florida. If you can join them, join them. Go onto their webpage, sign up, get out there. They support survivors. Last couple of years, we have taken the opportunity. Last year, I think we sent 20 survivors to the event, or 20 families. The year before that, we did some. So please, 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 if you can, support them, look at them, watch them, follow them. This is one of those near and dear to our hearts. We really try and work with Megan and the whole team, and we really try to help them get the bears out if they allow us, and allow us that honor, which they have. But mainly, we will gather information. We will go to, when we meet our survivors, we will ask them, would you like a bear? We have a bear made by Megan for us that is, made for Beyond the Call of Duty. And these are all hand-done bears, and there's no cost. There's only a few things that is required, which we can explain that when we meet. And those bears are made and shipped out, brought out, given to the families. And you can, there's no amount. You can have one. If you want 5, you can have 5.
Right.
So please, if you get an opportunity, look them up. When we come meet the families, that's one of the things that we'll do, is we'll talk about Blue Line Bears and what they're doing. We also promote Tunnels for Towers. Huge organization, and a lot of good on that they're doing for everyone. So.
Well, Blue Line Bears was with us on the ride for some stops, and actually issued out bears on some of the stops.
Absolutely. Megan has been with us a couple of years, and she's been going to college, she's been going to uni, she's tied up on a lot of schooling stuff. I'm hoping this year she gets a summer break, and she's always welcome to be part of us. And for us, it's a blessing having her,
right.
And we always love having her, and we try and do whatever we can to keep her going. So
well, those bears are exceptionally personalized to the officers in so many ways. Let's be clear, we're not talking about just some random teddy bear that's given to them.
This is not this is not your what's that called, stuffed bear out of the mall.
Yeah.
This is not that.
Build a bear.
No, this is absolutely unique, because each bear is handmade. It's handmade with the shirt that was worn by the officer.
Yep.
And then there's some personal stuff that Megan adds to each one. And again, it's personable. It's not this is not a machine that makes 100 bears in 30 days. These bears are handmade. They do take time.
Yes.
They do take. It's not a one day. I'm going to place an order tomorrow and get it. It's about 3 to 4 months for each bear. So.
Yeah, she. I was just looking at some stats, and thankfully, it's sad to say that we're happy that we only had 124 deaths in 2023, but that's better than 600 and more than 608. It was
Yeah.
6 something. Um, and that number will grow for 2023. It will grow for another couple of months as officers that were lost in the line of duty get approval through the red tape to be considered
Added.
line of duty deaths. And so
You
that
know,
number will,
the bad thing is for us is our cutoff date is February 28th or 29th.
right.
And we have to have that cutoff date because we have to get the memorial wrapped. We have to have the contacts with all the departments and get the approval to go to each department. And it's very tedious. I wish we could have gone back to doing it every year, but I can't. We can't afford it. And so every
Right.
2 years now, or every other year is what we're doing. Very costly on what we do, and very time consuming. So we'll have the schedule out March, end of March. We'll have the full schedule out. We do have some exciting stuff that I've been holding back.
Oh,
1350, right there. I
They,
talked to Jake. Yeah, I talked to Jake, and they are we are going to be proudly doing the nightcap edition with 1350 every night
right on.
again. They are creating a very special bourbon, a very, very special bourbon for us to have during the ride. You'll be able to order it. You'll be able to have it. They will ship it out to you. It's going to have a new medallion on it, but it is an absolutely new bourbon as well.
Well, they've been amazing. 1350 has been amazing on so many levels. Just, sponsoring the nightcap edition, making the Code 4 bottles with the coin on them, and
Yeah.
then more than anything, housing these banners that hold so much.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So
Yeah, and they're going to
couldn't
continue
ask for a
housing.
better partner.
No, they, Jake and I were talking today, and he just emphasized. He said he's had family members show up. He's had members show up. When we gave the unique bottles with the medallions to certain
Right,
people,
right.
he's had family members show up and say, "Can we get another one?" And no, we can't because they're limited. Those are limited collections, and but and they don't want to open the bourbon to drink it. So, but we are absolutely blessed to have partnered with 1350, and it's going to be really cool because we're going to do another shoot from there when we go through Colorado. We're going to make a quick stop, give hugs, loves, all of that, and get blessings from him so we can carry on.
They're good
So,
people.
yeah.
Thank you, 1350.
Yeah. You better get. Where are they? There they are, right there. Get on their webpage, place pre-orders right now. Just go over and pre-order some bottles. Tell
Yeah.
them we want it for this next year's ride.
And it's good
June-
whiskey. It's not cheap whiskey. I mean, it's good quality whiskey. So
Yes, it is. Want to thank Lone Wolf again. They're donating another bike. We'll have that bike ready and available, and it's going to be donated this year between the 2 years and the agencies that we visit. Cannot thank Nick enough.
Thank you, Nick.
Yeah, I mean, Jason was down there today. They are aggressively working on our memorial right now. They know they've got timelines. They have gone through every single little thing and continue. Thank you, Yokes. Always, we went through the Christmas season, Thanksgiving, but don't stop. If you're in the area where there's a Yokes market, get those flowers for your loved ones for Valentine's. Order the steaks for Valentine's. Do all the good stuff. Thank you, Michael Dees. Cannot thank you enough. Thank you, and for everything you've done. If you're in the Coeur d'Alene area, go out and have some breakfast. They do only brunch, so breakfast brunch. Michael Dees. I want to thank Bud Clary's out of Yakima and also Auburn, and the Clary family. If you're in the Longview area and you know the Clary family, please thank them. This is continued support from their dealerships. We would like more support, so it doesn't hurt to ask if somebody knows them, to thank them. If you guys could reach out to JDC, we really would love to have you convince them to continue sponsoring us, and spend a little money and get your loved one something from there. Thanks to Greg with ADI in Yakima. He continues to support us, and he cannot wait to have our beautiful memorial down there to finish the 2023 wrap on it and get it back to us. That beautiful smile. Thank you, Jen, for being such a huge supporter of us. You guys, reach out. You'd be amazed at what you could learn from her, and the beautiful ideas that she has and everything else that she can do. So, want to thank our biggest sponsor, our diamond, which is Phoenix Protective. I cannot thank them enough, and cannot thank this wouldn't happen without their support. So, thank you very, very much.
So I would like to first say thank you to all of our sponsors, and thank you for everybody that's watching that will take time to thank our sponsors. But I have a request for the people that are watching today. Spread the word on your social media platforms about Beyond the Call. One of the biggest assets that we can have to us is a growing group of followers on all of our social media platforms. And what that will do for us is that will make our platforms a little more attractive to potential sponsors if they know that we're reaching out to a larger group of people. So anything you can do to promote Beyond the Call on any of your social media platforms. We're on Twitter, we're on Facebook, we're on Instagram. We do have a TikTok page that we don't use a lot, but it wouldn't be anything to make it start humming again. But that potentially could really garner some good sponsors for us, especially since this summer we're going to be broadcasting nightly.
We're also probably going to be broadcasting on a live stream, which I'm trying to work out all the details. And if that happens, it's going to be really, really interesting because, Chris, I'd like to see how we can get on all the platforms on a live stream basis. But absolutely, if you can donate. Listen, we still need ambassadors in every single state. We're going to be doing another raffle. We need ambassadors that can that are willing to say, hey, we'll sell 50 raffle tickets or whatever, and go out there and be the ambassador. Talk to people about what Beyond the Call of Duty is doing. Get them interested. It takes a village to raise a child. Let's be that village. So,
well, I'm grateful to everybody that watches the Friday Night Live and looks at this face. But these officers deserve a little more from us than that. And if that is, you being the ambassador in your state to help us sell raffle tickets so we can take our Roland Memorial to their town so their mother and father and friends and brothers and sisters in the department can see that fallen officer on the memorial is a big deal. We need people to step up for us and help us out so we can continue to help survivors and remember these officers.
Yeah, it costs $300,000 to keep the memorial rolling around the nation. Every time, that's the graphics, that's the gas, that's the accommodation. We don't get paid. None of us are paid people. We donate our time. In addition to that, we give scholarships. We're $2,500 family education scholarship program application. We're doing that. We gave out a ton of that this last year. One of the things that we wanted to try, which we did, was the taking the survivors on a trip of a lifetime. Mm-hmm. And I would like to see that happen more and more. Cruises are great, going to the beach is great, but let's give you a lifetime experience, and if we can make that happen, we want to make it happen. And so we don't take donation money. I mean, it's very, very specific on how the money is diverted and spent and everything. So the more we can help, the more we can help. I mean, if you can give up $10 a week, $10 a week. That's 2 cups of coffee. Okay,
Unless you're
$10
in
a week.
Seattle.
Right. Well, it's $5 a cup of coffee.
Yeah.
Just take a shot. An Americano is $5, and give up 2 coffees a week. That's 52 weeks. That's $520.
Yep.
Goes a long way. So.
Well, let's be clear. Beyond the Call isn't just about the fallen officers and the survivors. We have an active effort to try to keep officers from being hurt or lost in the line of duty. Beyond the Call has gotten canines for departments, tasers for departments,
Kevlar
vests.
Kevlar helmets. We just donated helmets to a department in Washington that their guys did not have Kevlar helmets.
Well, there was officers in Georgia that didn't have ballistic vests.
And we donated 10 of them.
So it's more than more than what see. There's a whole team of people working behind the scenes to get ready for the ride. To reach out to these departments. It's a lot of work, and nobody in there is taking a penny. So 100% of what comes in goes out for fuel in the truck, decals, whatever scholarships, vests, whatever it is.
And we don't stay at Hilton's when we're on the road.
No.
And we don't eat steak every night when we're on the road. So.
Well, anybody that's watched the lives is aware as you're breaking out the barbecue grill. And God bless the departments and the families on the road trip, because somebody's always donating food.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
Which is great, which is fantastic, especially the South. God love them. So, nothing like riding your Harley in the heat with biscuits and gravy in your belly. So,
I don't have the, oh my God, Chris, I should have sent that to you. This young man sent an email. He didn't send an email. He sent a Christmas card. And the Christmas card came to Beyond the Call of Duty, thanking us. And he writes in there, he said, I know you guys were so hot and sweaty when you came, but you still had this beautiful smile. You still had this beautiful hug. You still came to us like you knew us and you are family. And I'm just like, even though I lost my brother. And I was like, oh my God. And so, and that's where I go back to, yes, we can be hot, we can be sweaty. Yes, we're going to be tired. But, we want to make sure the families are taken care of. So,
absolutely. You ready to get to some comments?
Let's do it.
Let's see here.
Yes, Richard, you are absolutely right. You had a horrible, horrible, horrible week. So, we can't wait to have you back with us and be part of us again. And let's give some love when we're out there, and giving all these guys love, ladies and men love when we're out there, Richard. And so, for those of you that don't know, Richard is our memorial driver. He has opted again this year to come back. And
thank you.
Yeah, he's taking it from bell to bell. His beautiful wife is amazing. Tammy's just a godsend, where she's holding the fort down while he's with us, and he's amazing. Richard, that's all we can say. I mean, Kaylani was in tears when I said you're coming back. Kavindra was in tears. And he's just that big old uncle for all of the kids, and we love you. So, Chris, you gotta meet this guy.
Billy.
Oh my God. Billy Reynolds, the man, the myth, the inspiration that Delta, he pushes Delta to the limit. He makes and keeps those guys at Delta wondering, because he started this whole honor guard program, and now he teaches other hubs to keep this going, and we've been blessed. I mean, it
God
got
bless
to,
you, Billy.
yeah, it got the point last year. We pulled into a parking lot, and we saw Billy's truck with Billy sitting there, and we were like, "There's our Billy." So we love him, and Billy, we hope to see you and see you down this year and roll with us, please. Jerry, oh, what's up with that minion? Holy smokes! Oh, I got scared there for a second. You just thank you. Thanks. Yes. All right. So you're going to be standing flag line for Deputy Minix Sunday. Thank you. Thanks, Richard. Thank you. Thank you.
Ooh, this is
Yeah, we lost one last night with Atlanta, so that one hasn't shown. So we'll
no.
have to get that one on as soon as it gets approved.
Hey, Richard, if you could send me that information to info at EOW, we can at
He's got
least,
your email address.
yeah, Richard, just email me the info on that, and we'll at least cursory get something out on it.
Chad Heindel, this group is amazing. Pleasure working with you all on my fallen funerals. Thank you, Chad. I apologize, I don't remember which one, but uh, thank you. Jonah, thank you, and yes, too many lost already in 24. You are absolutely
Amen to
right.
that.
Yep, so. Thanks, Emery. Thank you, and you know, you're if Emery is a survivor, so if there are any survivors listening in the shadows, please, or if you want to pass out Emery's info, pass it out, and he will be more than happy to talk to any survivor.
Yeah.
Thank you. And Eddie's a survivor, so please, again, anybody wants to talk to Eddie, if you will, contact us if you want, or you can message him directly, and he will answer completely. So, oh, Damien, I love you. We love you, and I'll reach out to you after the live, and hope to see you soon. So. Linda, she is a beautiful survivor. If anybody can reach out to Linda and wants to know how, please let us know. We will get you guys connected, and
Yeah, Linda's an
please,
amazing woman. Her and I spent a lot of time on the phone.
yeah.
Great woman, and yeah, she fortunately is a survivor.
Gary, yes, please reach out. Absolutely. We will make sure, and thank you. So, evening, Jorge. Jorge is going to be on the ride as well. He's one of our EOW guys, and he's already setting aside some time that he can come out and take care of us. Heather, good evening. Good evening. So, hope to see you soon. Joel, good evening. Thank you for everything, and thank you for what you do. Yes, they are absolutely amazing, and hopefully you'll be going to the gala this year, and hopefully we'll see you there. Wow. Okay. Can you do your magic, Chris?
Um, yeah, if you give me just a moment,
I'll
if you want to read
I'll
the
give
rest.
you yeah, I'll give you a second. Let's do that. Let's see if we can do a little magic for Joel.
Okay.
So Joel says, giving special shout out. This is a special shout out to Amy Painter, as it's been 13 years since losing Rainier Police Chief Ralph Painter. We'll try and find a little bit of detail, but our hearts and prayers go out. 13 years, 13 long years. And we're gonna shout out and remember Chief Ralph Painter and make sure that we remember his memories and him and Amy as well. So let's put Amy in our thoughts and prayers this week. Happy
have
New
it
Year,
now.
brother Sean. Love you. You ready, Chris?
Not yet.
Okay, no worries. Sean's going to be kicking off this afternoon. I got the pleasure of getting a call from Sean. He's out in the east where it's getting cold, but he is going to be starting off. He's kicking off June 1 with us on the first leg, and then he's going to come back throughout throughout the rest of the trip. But he is going to start off the first year on June 1st with my other bestie. That the problem with Sean, though, Chris, and we have to figure this out. I'm going to have to disable his horn. He keeps on honking the horn, and I don't know
Get him
why.
a special horn.
That's what I'm going to have to do. Maybe one of those. We.
There you go. I have Chief Painter,
Let's do
and
it.
I'll read Chief of Police Ralph Arthur Painter with the Rainier Police Department out of Oregon. His end of watch was January 5th in 2011. Chief Painter was shot and killed after responding to a local car stereo shop on Rockcrest Street, which a man was attempting to take a car that didn't belong to him. When Chief Painter made contact with the man, a struggle ensued. The subject was able to disarm and fatally shoot Chief Painter. The man then exchanged shots with responding officers before being wounded and taken into custody. The subject pleaded guilty to aggravated murder in March of 2019 and was subsequently sentenced to life in prison. On April 13th, 2019, the subject's half-brother fatally shot Deputy Sheriff Justin DeRosier with the Cowlitz County Sheriff's
Oh my
in
God.
Alma, Washington.
Oh my
Wow.
God. So Justin is on our bike.
Yep.
Neil DeRosia has been on our ride. I did not put two and two together.
Yeah, the Chief Painter served with the Rainier Police Department for 25 years, survived by his wife and 7 children.
Wow.
So our condolences, Amy.
Absolutely. Yeah. Wow. Wow.
Yeah. So did we get through all the comments, I think?
Not yet.
Okay.
Got Happy New Year, sis, from Kenya. God bless the sponsors. Absolutely. And she's in actually Australia right now. Love you. Don't know what that was for, but I got Billy Reynolds that said he can sell some tickets. Billy, I'll take you up on that. And we'll talk about the Delta Veteran Celebration. We've got a couple other things that we're going to talk about. But if anyone is in the Atlanta area, go to the Delta Veterans Day celebration, October 31st and November 1st. Absolutely amazing event. You can message us. We'll connect you with Billy. He'll be there, I know for a fact. But we'll get you connected, and you gotta go to this venue. And we've been blessed because we were asked to go there, and we'll try again. It is out of our way, but we're gonna try, and it's just an amazing event. So, Carol, love you, absolutely love you. Damien, hell yeah, okay. Let's see. My sis says, hats off to everyone that's involved. Thank you so much. Amy says, Chad worked on Will and Dan's funeral. Yay to 1350 Distilling. Oh my God. So Chad, who's on, he actually worked. So love you, Amy. Thank you so much.
Yeah, I love you, Amy.
Well, there you go. It's a good night. So Richard had asked about trucker hats. Richard, I got you your number. I'm going to order a handful of them. Those are custom ones, and we'll get you taken care of.
Well, I want to thank everybody for sticking with us during this live. It ran a little long, but honoring
Absolutely.
7 fallen officers takes time, and we need to give them that time. So
Absolutely. So remember, look, we're going into the weekend. If you see a emergency vehicle on the side of the road, pull over, stop, or just give them a second. Don't try and blast by them and get in their way. No driving and drinking, please. Get your seatbelts on, otherwise you're going to get a ticket. And please, for God's sake, no texting and driving. Put the damn phones away. There are other people on the road. There's motorcycles on the road. There's police officers on the road. If you see a law enforcement or first responder this weekend, it does not cost you anything. Listen, we've been asking for donations. We've been asking for sponsorships. But it doesn't cost you anything. Go up to them and ask them if you can hug them. Doesn't cost you anything. Tell them you love them. Doesn't cost you anything. These sheepdogs are protecting everybody. They're protecting all the sheep during the night when we are sleeping, on the weekends when we are sleeping, on the holidays when we are sleeping. And yes, I do know we have bad sheepdogs. We'll take care of them one at a time. Give them some love. Let them know who they are. Let them know that they're blessed. And just bless all the men and women. Let's not forget about all these men and women that paid the ultimate sacrifice. Let's keep their names alive. Even 13 years down the road, let's keep their names. It takes you to have us remember everyone. We're going to remember them. Chris does a phenomenal job. He brings them back. Let's do that. So give us, if you want to bombard us with photographs, stories, do whatever you want to do. We'll put it together. We'll put it up.
Yeah, you want to come on the live? Send us an email. We'll get you on here and love to hear your stories.
Love you all, Chris. Love you. Thank you for everything you do. And love you all out there. God bless you. And see you next Friday, same time, same bat channel.